Welcome in, second cousins. It's good to see you here. My name is Kyle, joined by my co-host, my cousin, Jason the Pich. Unfortunately, we convene when the Orlando Magic lose Game 4 to the Boston Celtics, 107-98. Our Orlando Magic, Pich, had the game tied with about 4:18 left to go in the fourth quarter, but then a lot of dumb fouls. Fouled Kristaps Porzingis, fouled Brown, fouled Tatum on a three that we challenged and didn't go our way. Just let it slip away. The Celtics go on a 16-4 run, aided by 14 free throw attempts in the fourth quarter, 9 of them by Jason Tatum, who is quick to let you know that he's hurting. Jason Tatum has 16 points in the fourth, 37 points, I think, in this game. Yeah, it was just tough to overcome the experience of the Boston Celtics. We felt like we choked at the end there, Pish.
Yeah, the series is going about exactly as I thought it would. Figured we'd get one of these at home. Thought it'd be game 3, but then the Celtics would figure out a way to get game 4. It's tough to see it happen this way because I feel like it was right there for the taking. But honestly, this is a really good way of telling you all that, we're not ready. We're not ready to be championship contenders because at home, this is a game we should have had. We should have had it in pocket. But when the clutch time comes down the stretch, you see guys like Wendell Carter Jr. and Gary Harris out there. And it's like, I mean, it just can't be. It can't be. You can't when you need a bucket in the last 3 minutes of the game, you can't just be like, let's give it to Wendell Carter and let him work on Porzingis. That's not a play. Like the minute that play failed, right? That play failed miserably. I think they were trying to get Porzingis to foul out. I think that was the plan. But when you go with the soft Wendell Carter Jr., who's not going to try to initiate contact, he's not going to get a foul call. So that was a dumb move. And then the next play down, Franz missed a 3. And the minute he missed that 3, I was like, the game is over. The momentum had swung. It was kind of over. And it's just sad to see a person like Jason Tatum, who I think is just garbage as a human. He's a good player, but he's one of those guys that's always going to be perpetually mad that he's not put in the top 10 players in the league and he's fighting for respect. Fight for respect all you want, dude. You're not even one of the best players in your team's history because it has such a legendary history. Despite what that graphic showed about him being the second most 30-point games in Celtics history. Yeah. You played in a different era, sir. And by the way, you're a soft man because you seem to have a problem with all these fouls, the Boston fans. Calling this a problem that we're actually playing defense. Sorry, we can't hit the 3, so we got to do the other thing. Yeah. So we play defense here. I don't know what the problem is. And by the way, anyone who's got a problem with when any team in the NBA, the NHL, these playoff series, when you win a game, there's going to be, if you're a baseball team, even there's fireworks, there's confetti, there's something like that. Ticker tape. Yeah. It happens. You celebrate the wins along the way to the big one. So you don't need to guff on us for winning game 3 and put up confetti because I saw a lot of bullshit on Twitter about people questioning the fact that, Orlando celebrates winning one game. And it's like, hey, that's what teams do, bro. You celebrate those wins on your way to the big one. We don't all have 17 NBA championships in our pocket where we don't celebrate or we don't have cheerleaders. You know what I mean? Like some of us, we're doing different things. And it's just not right to slap us for that when every team does it. But it's too bad that the Boston Celtics fans will be rewarded here. But their team is very good and it's well built and they have lots of role players that can come in and be effective. And by the way, the most effective one, Drew Holiday, not even playing. So, right. I mean, it's impressive. Kristaps Porzingis would look like their best player on the court there for periods of time where it's just like, man, this guy's nice. He's a third or fourth option on their team. That's the kind of thing you need to have to be a big time NBA championship level team. And we don't have anybody past Paul and Franz that you can really count on a regular basis. So the depth hurt. Not surprising.
Not surprising at all. I mean, we've been talking about this for a while, but it still stings a little bit, especially when you're so close. 4 minutes left to go on your home court. Hope could keep that momentum going, but again, the experience of the Celtics comes through. Tatum has that 37 and 14 double-double, 14 of 14 from the free throw line. And that's really another big key. Like the free throw misses destroyed us, and their makes helped them out a lot.
Yep.
I mean, the game went, I think, as not quite as best as you could have hoped from a Magic fan. You would be hoping for a little bit more turnovers from the Celtics. They did a nice job tonight, limiting themselves to 11 turnovers, and I think they only had like 4 or 5 in the whole second half, and only 8 points that the Magic were able to convert. If we're going to win these games, we have to be getting some live ball turnovers and some easy buckets. But you look at the shot disparity, just overall in the game, Pish, we got 10 more shots than they did. They got 78 shots. We got 88 shots. We made 4 more shots than they did. And because one of those shots that they made 1 more 3 than us, and all of those free throws, that's the difference in the game. And that's it. It was a close game. I would have thought this is how we want it to go, because the Celtics are a 3-point shooting team. How many do we hold them to?
Right.
We held them to 31 attempts. Nine made 3-point shots from Celtics. You feel like that's going to be a victory, but it just wasn't enough. We don't have the offense to get over 100 points, and that's what happens. Paulo and Franz, there was the stat that they're the highest scoring duo in the NBA in the playoffs this year. And that's fantastic. We got these 2 dynamic guys, but there's just nobody else to step up. And to your point, Anthony Black had 10 points. Let's put him on the floor at the end. Like, I trust him more to just get lucky and hit a 3 or do something off the dribble than Gary Harris. So I was a little confused that he came out there in the fourth when he was playing so damn well.
Well, Mosley loves our veterans, and if it's in the clutch or the veteran time, he just goes to them, and it's like, dude has 0 points. So okay, we're just gonna put a player out there that has no value on the offensive end. Like, I don't know how much longer we can keep getting away with that. Obviously, probably one more game. But the big difference here in those tandems is that, like, okay, Tatum and Brown are going to get theirs, right? But Tingus Pingus has 19 and Derek White goes off for 18. So, like, those are good supporting casts, where meanwhile our next 2 best were Corey Joseph with 12 and Anthony Black with 10. So it's like, we need more support around us. And man, I'm kind of hoping, my dude, I know it's not real. I know that's not realistic based on what we got in our team, but there might only be one more game of watching this same thing kind of happen for us, where we can't shoot soft big men inside. I'm tired of it, dude. Like, I don't want to see the season end. I'd love to see us beat the Celtics. That would probably make my whole entire life. But it's not realistic. Like, I mean, just because of the upset of it, because of defending champions too, it would be great in this moment to shut them down. But it wasn't going to happen. But the good part is that this season will be now over, and now we can start talking about the future and how we can just stop complaining about the things we don't have, and like actually go and get those things and change things for the better, because it is exhausting to watch a team that puts their hat on defense. It's not sexy. The games aren't fun. I look around a lot of times and I'm looking where a basket's going to come from. Look, I followed a lot of college basketball. I worked at the University of Vermont for years. I'd watch us do really well in the America East tournament. And then we get to the NCAA tournament, right? And you'd be like, all right, we got 2 scorers on our team. I need somebody else to step up today. Someone else to step up. And you know what? They don't. And then you lose to UConn. You lose to the big boys. And the one time UVM pulled the upset, we had one guy score 20 points. It was a career high. And that's why we beat them. Because somebody else stepped up. So, like, sometimes I'm looking at our squad just going, no one else out on that floor can score except for either Paulo and or Franz. And if only one's out there and they don't have the ball, I'm like, who's going to throw up something here? Like, what's going to happen? Like, Anthony Black's shown me a few flashes of brilliance here and there, but I'm not feeling like I'm seeing a lot of other great options in the scoring department.
But Pish, we got the career game from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He had 8. He had 8 points, man. That's the career game right there. That's it.
There was somebody on Twitter that before the game wrote, if KCP hits 1-3, I will show my ass on Twitter. so the minute that 3 went in, I did pop a little, because I was like, oh, that guy's gonna have to show his ass on Twitter. But that's how unconfident he was that he was gonna hit 1-3 in this game. And it's like, yeah, he's playing 32 minutes, right? And I get that he's a defensive helper, but again, and it feels like the last couple of years, right? We bring in a free agent or we go to the draft board, and it seems like all we're doing is bringing in defensive guys. The only guy we brought in that we were told could score was Jet Howard, and we don't see that guy. So, like,
Yeah.
God forbid we let that kid throw up some threes. Clearly, he's not what they thought he might be. So, got to get shooters, shooter first. I don't care if the guy can't play defense. The only guy on our team that's not known for defense is probably Cole Anthony, right?
Yeah.
And he was here like before this whole thing started.
Yeah.
So, like, I love the defense, and I know it's where we hang our hat, but then you hear all those offensive numbers and how bad those are, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You've got to be able to shoot. God, if this team was only like the 23rd worst in the NBA at stuff, we would have been like the 4 seed probably, right? Like, I mean, this is not a weird thing to ask of a modern NBA team to like mix in some shooters.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
Have the three ball as part of your plan. Have a plan.
It needs to be. It needs to be moving forward. And watching so much other playoff basketball, I'm just blown away when other teams make threes and they act as if this is a normal happening. It's like, whoa, wow, shots go in when guys are open sometimes. Holy shit.
It doesn't even seem like we're playing in the same league, right? Yeah. I've said this before in some of these wrap-ups where like I then will watch another game and just be like, this is NBA basketball. Like this is what the other teams are doing. Like it's fun to watch at least, right? Like I don't know who's going to win from day to day sometimes, but at least it's like entertaining.
Yeah.
A lot of fans don't like D. It's fine. I like D. I like defense. Don't get me wrong. Okay. If the team wasn't playing any defense, I'd be having this conversation the other way.
Yeah.
You got to have a balanced squad, but right now we're very unbalanced. The teeter-totter is sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
And defense is
a fat
firmly
kid
planted on the soil.
A fat kid is on the seesaw and the other kid's just in the air right now.
Yep. Offense just hanging out up in the air there, nowhere near the basket. Just fucking up 4-on-1 breakaways.
Oh my God. He brought it up. Yeah, it is.
You have to.
It's disappointing to see. I mean, we have depth of kind of versatile players, but definitely not depth of scorers. And when you look at the roster, the third guy that you think can go and get you 20 points, that's Cole Anthony, right? I mean, he got us, 26 in the playing game against Atlanta, something like that. He was balling, but he gets 2 minutes tonight because something I talked about on the last reaction is the Celtics clearly hunting Corey Joseph and Cole Anthony in every action that they possibly could, and they did a nice job tonight of putting those actions even deeper towards the hoop so that Kristaps is getting – like he's turning on guys that are like at his hip, and he had 9 in the first quarter. And I thought, oh shit, because we've been able to hold him and we've been able to hold some of the other role players. When you saw Kristaps get going, for me, it was like, oof, he had 19 points, 7 of 14. They're just too deep with guys that can get you buckets.
Your point about targeting Cole and Corey Joseph is very well. I'm glad that you brought that up because I wanted to bring this up. And this is actually one of the things the Celtics do the best. It's one of the things that like it's not going to get talked about, but they always find that way. And if you really think about it, the reason Luka Doncic got traded to the Lakers is because they broke him down in the finals and they made him look so bad on defense that like they just lost all faith in him and decided we got to get him out of town. But that's a reaction that goes the opposite way where it's like, hey man, you need some scoring. That's the kind of guy that like needs to be on a defensive team like we have. And that Mavs team was mostly defensive and role players. And then he did the scoring. Right. So it should have been okay that they only had one guy that was a liability on defense. Yeah. But the Celtics do such a good job of making that guy stick out like a sore thumb that almost becomes a hindrance to have the ability of Cole Anthony, not that he should be in this conversation as Luka over here, but like that's what they do. They find that weak point and they find a way to hit it, and they can do it because all the players on their team can score. Yeah. That is a concept that like, the championship teams have, and that's not where we're at. So that makes it difficult for us. We have to just hope our best on best is going to get things done. And, our best, a lot of times we've got some guys in the starting lineup that probably shouldn't start in the NBA. And I'm not going to name names, but who they are. And God bless them. They're playing hard. They're doing what they need to do. But to be at the big level, those need to be different names, or those guys need to become different players. Yeah.
Well, I'll name some names. It's Nico Harrison, who comes from the Jeff Weltman School of Defensive Philosophy. He moved Luka, so I'm hoping that Jeff Weltman sees that and realizes, hey, there's some guys on the court right now that are just they're just liabilities. They're just going to continue to get searched and beat and beat. And someone came at me in the comments of the last reaction like, "Oh yeah, take Corey Joseph off. He's our only good point guard." And yes, right now Corey Joseph is our best option. But my point yesterday and my point now is those guys who are a liability and only give you, I mean, what did Corey Joseph give us? 12 points. I guess that's okay. But you can't have guys playing. I mean, he played 27 minutes, 12 points. I know he was plus in the box score, but he kept getting
and 6 assists. I mean, he did all right.
No, and look, that's our best option right now. But my whole thing is in the offseason.
But it shouldn't be.
There's a better option of a guy that can give you at least 12 every night and also defend a little bit better than that, or have some more size so that he's not getting hunted every single time.
Mark Elfel.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what that was.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
So I remember a guy that could score a little the basketball.
Yeah.
And also handle it. Yeah.
Yeah. He kind of.
I mean,
fell
not
off
that
a
he was
cliff,
the right fit for our team.
No.
You know,
But
is Corey Joseph the long-term plan? Let's be honest. I mean, he's playing as well as Corey Joseph can play, but in 2 or 3 years when we're hoping to contend for a championship, that guys should be, helping his local team win their men's league at the Y.
Yeah.
Like, and that's fine.
Yeah.
they got no beef, but it shouldn't be. I said at the beginning of the season, if we see Corey Joseph play, something's gone wrong, and something has gone wrong.
Yeah.
Like, we lost some people. He had to move in, and to his credit, he's played well. I'm not trying to slander the man. It's just that, we got to have somebody in there that isn't going to be that liability, especially if we're going to be a team that hangs our hat on defense and then has no offense.
Yeah.
Has guys that just get broken down. So there's got to be more balance on that seesaw that we're talking about. And I want to see some weight put on that offensive end in this offseason. And I almost don't even care who goes to get it at this point. Like, I do love some of the players on a team. I love Goga. You know me. I love Cole Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
The list goes on and on. But you can't, just because you like these guys and you like the social media posts you see from them and you like to follow them and they're good for the community. If you want to win basketball games, you want to get to that next level, stop wanting guys like Anthony Simons and start wanting guys that are going to come in here and fucking make us better, for Christ's sakes. At least that kid can shoot. I'll take him at this point.
Yeah. It'll be an interesting offseason, but we still have one more game to go. We'll see what happens. Again, the Celtics just had too many contributions. Derek White with 18, Jaylen Brown 21, and again, Kristaps, who's been kind of silent the first few games of the series, breaks out with 19 to add to Jason Tatum's 37. And Al Horford, man, 6 points. I freaking love that guy, man. I'm sorry. I know
it's just in the way.
He's just doing things, dude. But he's been, he's been in the league, like 20 years? He was a back to the basket type of dude with the Atlanta Hawks. Completely shifted his game. I remember when he was out trying to get Kyrie to come to the Celtics to play with him and white boy with that got the compound fracture. Jason Hayward. Brent Gordon. I knew it was a Hayward.
Gordon Hayward.
Yeah. I mean, he's been around forever, and he just keeps shifting. He was on Paulo at times, on Franz at times as a 38-year-old, going on 55. So just Al Horford, respect. What I don't respect, though, is all these damn Celtics fans in our arena. I think that alone makes me want to have played the Cavs in this series just for that, because it doesn't feel like a home playoff game. I mean, I'm again watching all these playoff games. You're hearing the crowd for the Clippers game or in Denver or wherever it is, and it's very unified. It's very loud and very raucous. I know our fans are trying in there, but I mean, these Celtics fans spread worse than measles in a Texas town. Like they're everywhere, man, and I'm just catching them left and right, and I just want them out. There's got to be some way we can keep them out, Pish.
I don't think you know anything of our measles, and don't mess with Texas, sir, and our measles. I would warn you.
Wow, the measles got guns too? Maybe.
They're allowed. Open carry. I I just shit. I had a point I wanted to make, but I lost that.
Yeah,
I lost it.
amazing measles joke,
Texas
dude.
measles.
Yeah, it was
comment.
amazing.
I've never heard that
Come
reference
on,
before.
come on, that was good. Well, I'll say something while you gather your thoughts. Pisses me off that Jeff Weltman has put all this damn length and athleticism on the team, and we get our ass kicked on the boards, 46-88. What? Like, what is it all for? If we're drafting for wingspan, you know, the wing is wingspan. The meme is wingspan.
Yep.
Where the hell is it? Yeah. Where is it, Peach?
So wide. They're so wide. Oh, I'm getting back to your comment about the stadiums, but it's sort of like, you know, if there's nothing to cheer, right?
Yeah.
Like there were times when I heard like the crowd wanted to explode, but like you explode off dunks usually.
Mm-hmm.
And 3-pointers. Okay,
Yeah.
so 3-pointers is out, right? And then once in a while, if Wendell Carter's wide open underneath, he'll dunk.
Yeah.
But like Fran's not a big dunker. Paulo will occasionally dunk, but he's not going to try to put somebody on a poster. Not his thing. So we don't have a lot of those get the crowd going moments. I thought the crowd was ready to explode when we had that 4-on-1 that we botched. But we couldn't get a bucket because Wendell Carter was like, what do I lay it up here? Do I kind of put it? Do I go off the board? Where do I put? Oh, maybe I'll just get rid of it. And it's like, hey, man. We need power there. Like power that fucking thing home. Accidentally kick the basketball up into the second row. They blow the whistle. The fans are going bananas. The Celtics are forced to call timeout. That shit's important.
It is.
That's momentum swings in games that you need. And we just don't have a lot of those moments that get the crowd going. You know, forcing a turnover is nice.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always pump the crowd. You know, forcing a 24-second shot clock violation or an 8-second backcourt. It's cool. Like it pops the crowd for a second, but you gotta keep those things going to keep that crowd going. And like towards the latter, like 4 or 5 minutes of that game, there really wasn't a lot for the crowd to get excited about. Yeah. So, you know, I'm not saying there's too many there is too many Celtics fans in there, and I agree with you on that, but I'm just saying still, let's not be too harsh on those who were under the ceiling tonight.
No.
There wasn't a lot for them to cheer about in the fourth quarter. No. I'm sure when stuff was getting rise to the ceiling and he wanted people to make more noise, it was like, yeah, but make me make noise. Like, you know, like you can't just ask for it and I'm going to give it to you. You have to make me make noise. There has to be a reason. And there's not a lot of that going on right now. And Paulo and Franz are getting their scoring, but it's not sexy. And it doesn't.
I almost had a reason, Peach, at the very end. So I had a $5 wager in that would have net me $100, Peach. I know you like that juice. All right. Okay. On the ticket were Anthony Black, 10 or more points. Check. Franz Wagner, 20 or more points. Check. Paulo Banchero, 25 or more points. Check.
Got it.
And we have to win by what the spread was, 7.5. And Paulo needed 3 threes. Paulo gets 2 threes in the first quarter, Peach. I'm looking fucking rosy. I'm good. Even with the last play of the game. What's the last play of the game? Paulo shoots a 3. If that 3 would have gone in, that would have brought them within 7.5. It would have been Paulo's third one. So I was hanging on the edge to the very last moment. And just like they always do, they ripped my heart out, Peach. They lost the game. They lost my bet. We're going back to Boston for seems like the inevitable end of this series. And then
I'm just glad that you didn't include Wendell Carter Jr. in that bet.
No.
Take umbrage with you, sir.
I've learned my lesson. I've learned my lesson.
He got his 11 and 9 in 36 minutes, everybody.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
It does feel like this is kind of, at this point now, like a mercy kill. Like the Celtics are going to like take Yeller out back. And it's just going to like put him down for us fans that have been watching.
It'd be nice if Paulo could just, get sick and drop a 40 burger on him and just say, no, I'm not having it.
Yeah.
I mean,
go
that'd
nuclear.
Be cool.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be very tough to do in Boston where all of their supporting cast seems to play on another level.
Yeah.
They're going to really be playing hard to close this out. So it's going to take our best game and we're going to have to hit some threes. Yeah. Some of that, we're just going to have a night where we're actually hitting threes. Otherwise, we'll be in trouble because I don't think the Celtics are going to continue to shoot this poorly from 3, especially at home in a game 5.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to start trying to match at some point. Like it can't always all be about trying to keep them under 100 points because we can't score over 100 points.
It doesn't matter.
It's very difficult.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't see how there's a combination there that wins. And you mentioned Nico Harrison earlier, and Coach Mosley coming from that line, and it's like, okay, well, here's a team on the brink of being out and a team that's not in. So, like, does defense win championships? We talked about it all season. I say in the NBA, it doesn't. It's helpful down the stretch,
Sure.
right? You got a good defensive team in the last 2 minutes of a close game, cool.
Yeah.
But you have to be in a close game in the last 2 minutes. You also have to have an option to score when you get a stop. It's not all just about stops.
Right.
You have to then turn that into baskets. This is very simple stuff. You guys get it. You listen to basketball. You watch basketball. You've played basketball. You see how it works. If you see how it's not working for us, you get it.
It's not working for us, but we're going to try our damnedest in Boston. I think that game is Tuesday night. I'm going to be going to the Revenge of the Sith re-release in the theaters, and then I'll come home and watch this afterwards. Yeah. I'm probably going to dress up as well like a Jedi because I'm a little bit of a Star Wars nerd. It's going to be a good time.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Oh, may the Force be with you, second cousins. May the Force be with you.
Force be with me. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. All right, let us know what we missed in the comments, second cousins, and you Bostonians out there. How do you feel about this series or looking forward? Until next time.
I don't care what they think.
Okay.
Fuck those people.
Like and subscribe.